Welcome trainers to the ultimate guide for Sylveon in Pokemon Unite. Sylveon is the special attacking fairy type Pokemon that also has some minor support like roles as she can heal herself. Now in today's video you can expect to see each and every ability as well as which ones are best in the game right now. We're going to go over item builds and then finally we're going to finish it up by going over some hidden mechanics. Now let's jump straight into it for the day. First up, let's start by taking a look at Sylveon's passive. Now Sylveon's passive is unique in the fact that it actually upgrades along with your evolution at level 4. But to start, you have adaptability. Every time eevee deals or receives damage, increases special attack by 5% for 1.5% for 1.5 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. And then as you evolve, it's the same thing except every time Sylveon deals or receives damage, increase special attack and special defense by 2.5% for 1.5 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. Not something you're going to control very much, but it is key to know that as you're dealing or receiving damage, your special attack and special defense are going to be boosted for most of the game. Also, let's take a look at the basic boosted attack quickly. Every third attack you get a boosted attack which deals extra damage as well as increases your movement speed when one of these hits lands. Very nice, pretty simple and nothing too much there. Now at level 1 when we are that eevee, I recommend you pick up Baby Doll Eyes first. Baby Doll Eyes says stare at an enemy with Baby Doll Eyes, dealing damage and increasing their attack and movement speed for a short time when this move hits. And we're going to pick this up first because it does slightly more damage and helps us clear. It's this basic ranged attack, and then Swift is not very different, but it shoots star-shaped rays at enemies, dealing damage to them. So from level 1 to 3, we're going to have just a nice couple little short ranged attacks, and they're pretty nice. So nothing too special there. Now at level 4, we're going to get our first choice for the day, and let's start talking about the 2 builds we can have. What we're going to call the A tier build is more based on damage and healing yourself, and then the tier 2 build is also a little bit damagey, but can also raise and lower your own attack stats and things like that. So up first at level 4, let's talk about the first build, which would be taking Mystical Fire at level 4. Mystical Fire creates 4 small flames while leaping in the designated direction. The flames shoot towards enemies one by one, dealing damage and decreasing their special attack by 15% for 4 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. Each time a flame hits, reduce the cooldown of this move, and after the first flame hits, subsequent flames deal 25% damage. This move also scales with your special attack very well, with the first attack doing 111% of your special attack, as well as 17 times your level plus 60 for basic damage. Now, as we start to look at this move, it is so good. We've seen already from the current Venusaur build going around that reducing your own moves cooldowns is incredibly effective, and also Mystical Fire is going to pump out so much damage, and you're just going to be able to spam that fairly frequently. The other part of this that is a huge meta pick is that you can choose to go into whatever lane has an enemy special attacker, and you can focus them down and reduce their special attack again and again. Mystical Fire is the obvious choice at level 4. I think it's significantly better than its counterpart, so at level 4 we're going to take Mystical Fire. Now before we move on, I will say this is a game that's constantly upgrading, evolving, and being changed, so be sure to look in the description to see if my recommended build has changed. It'll be at the very top of the description. Now let's take a look at our other option at level 4, which is Hyper Voice, which for the moment is not quite as good. Hyper Voice unleashes an attack of multiple sound waves that deal damage when they hit. The damage dealt increases the farther the target is from Sylveon. Every time a sound wave hits, enemy special defense is reduced by 50. This is for Hyper Voice only, and the next sound wave's damage increases. Now again, this is this time removing enemy special defense, so this could be a good build if you want to play more of a support role and you want to pair up with another special attacker. So I do think this move has some viability, but it's more of a supporting role, which I think you're missing out if you take this. Now we can see the damage here does not scale as well. We get 44% special attack damage if we're close, and we get 67% special attack damage if we're far, plus some modifiers. Comparatively though, the plus 230 and plus 135 just doesn't stack up to the plus 660 we get from Mystical Fire. Now I will say with both of these moves, I forgot to mention, at level 10, they are very similar in the upgrades. For Mystical Fire, you get 1 extra flame, and for Hyper Voice, you get 1 extra sound wave. So very similar upgrade for both moves at level 10. Now let's move on to level 6, which is where we're going to take and finish out our build. Up first, we have my recommended move right now is Draining Kiss. Blow a kiss at an enemy that goes back and forth between Sylveon and the target multiple times. When the touch kisses Sylveon, restore HP. When it hits the enemy, deal damage and decrease their movement speed for a short amount of time. If Sylveon and the enemy move too far away from each other, the kiss will disappear faster than normal. Draining Kiss is an excellent move to track down enemies whom you are trying to kill, because not only are you dealing damage to them, you're also healing yourselves, as well as decreasing their movement speed, making this an excellent gap closer. It acts almost as a dash, but it also has the added viability of allowing you to escape if you need to, and healing yourself, which is incredibly effective. We can see this move's damage is not quite as strong because you are obviously also needing to keep into account that you have those healing moves. But popping off a Draining Kiss and then a Mystical Fire all at the same time is an incredible combo that is really tough to beat. Now at level 12, this increases the amount of HP this move restores. Now, kind of the last wild card move here, which I think is also very good, but at the moment I'm not going to make a recommendation for, is Calm Mind. At level 6, Sylveon quietly focuses their mind and calms their spirit, increasing movement speed, special attack by 40%, and special defense by 10%. Now, this is a nice move, but keep in mind whatever bonuses you gar could be used in another way for another move, and I just think giving up the ability to heal yourself by not taking Draining Kiss is too big of a risk. But like I said, check in the description to see if anything's changed. At level 12, one time while using this move, if Sylveon is hit by an enemy's move, the damage is completely nullified and you're granted a shield. So that is very powerful if you need to fill a little more of a tank role, but I just think that Draining Kiss is too good not to take at the time, right now. Now let's move on to the Unite move, which you get at level 8, complete game changer for this game at the moment. Getting your Unite move at level 8 as an attacker is absolutely incredible and one of the best reasons to pick up Sylveon in the game right now. Fairy Frolic at level 8, jump into the air and become briefly invincible. The moment Sylveon lands, deal damage to enemies in the area of effect and restores your own HP. Then for 10 seconds afterwards, 50% of the damage you heal or that you deal is converted back into HP that heals you. Basic attacks are excluded, so this is only gaining you health based off of your other abilities. This move scales quite nicely with over 100% special attack plus some modifiers and then a plus 620 at the end. Fairy Frolic is extremely nice for team fights. If you're being focused down, you can save this move to give yourself a moment of invincibility, which is incredibly good if you can use that and time that to dodge another move. It's also going to allow you to immediately heal some of your HP, and then for the next 10 seconds going to make you an absolute monster as you're tracking people down with either sound waves or fireballs and healing yourself with each one of those as well. So at level 8, you're going to be very easily going to get this before your first Dreadnought fight if you do everything right, and it's going to make you really, really good. Now, let's jump into a few item builds that I recommend for this Pokemon. This Sylveon does scale quite nicely with special attack, so up first, I am going to recommend the Choice Specs. This is the special attack item. When you deal damage with a move, you're going to deal extra damage for your next shot, and I think scaling with that special attack, we're going for a full special attack build today. Now, we're also going to take the Energy Amplifier. This is going to allow you to get that cooldown buff, which is going to make you spam out those Mystical Fires even faster. And then after you're using your Unite move, while you want that bonus boosted damage, you're going to gain some bonus damage as well. And third, we're going to take the Shell Bell, really leaning into cooldown reduction and a small amount of HP recovery for ourselves. It's not the strongest item in the game, but I think it works really nice here with Sylveon. And for our battle item, we're simply going to take the eject button. It's just too good and simply not good enough to use, or simply too good not to use. Sylveon is an excellent attacker in this game, and I hope this video has helped you so that the next time you go out, you can have your best battle yet. Good luck, my friends.